If you run a local service-based business, you're probably wondering, how can I find more people who live near me to patronize my services online, right? Like online is a big place, but you need local clients to patronize your business. Well, today I'm going to be sharing 4 proven tips that you can use to find local clients online on social media. Stay tuned, the tips are coming your way in just 3, 2, 1. Hi everyone, I'm Facial and I'm super excited to have you back here on my channel where we talk about all things marketing, money, and making more of it, and making it happen in your life and in your business. Now guys, today I'm going to jump straight into the tips. Today I want to talk about how you can find local clients for your service-based business. And this is a really big one for me because I went through a really challenging rut in my business where I just had to figure this out. And these tips are really what helped me to not only survive, but really thrive and continue to grow my business, right? So some years ago, I decided to move from New York City, which is where I used to live, down here to the DC metro area. At the time, I had already kind of made a name for myself in New York and New Jersey. I had, lots of inquiries coming up in that area. And I figured that when I moved to Maryland, I could just transfer my business and it'd be easy. The problem is that though I moved here, I continued to get inquiries in New York and New Jersey, and making that weekly or every other week drive to New York at a certain point got really tiring. So I had to figure out how I was going to make a name for myself here, even though I hadn't even had clients here before, and how I was going to make a name among the competition who already had a name here and people already knew who they were. I had to figure out how to make myself heard. And I'm sure many people are going through this in their business or have gone through it in your business where you feel like no one knows who you are, everyone's going to your competitors, and you're trying to figure out how to stand out, how to get people to even find you in the first place, right? I've gone through this and I'm excited about sharing the tips that I used to, get myself seen in the area. So I want to talk about how I used social media at that time and how many of these tips I still use today to find local clients in my local area, all right? The first one, number 1, is use hashtags. And I don't mean just use any hashtags, but use the right hashtags. A lot of times we are using the wrong hashtags on social media. Now, it depends on what you're going for. Like hashtags like wedding, love, or viral video, or if you're a restaurant, food porn. Those sorts of things will get you lots of views, but it doesn't mean that the views are going to come from people in your area, right? If I hashtag something with wedding, people could be searching the hashtag from California, from England, from any country in any state, which is not a bad thing. In a few cases, someone may be willing to fly me out, but a lot of people, the average couple, the average bride, the average person out there is not really willing to do that. They really want to find someone who's local. So if you're running a local business, you want to use hashtags that are local to you. Now, a tip would be to use the city that you live in and what you do, and to also use the state that you live in and what you do. And don't forget neighboring cities to what you do. An example would be for me as a wedding planner. I service, again, the whole East Coast, so I use hashtags like New York wedding planner, New Jersey wedding planner, New York City wedding planner, Philadelphia wedding planner, Maryland wedding planner, Washington, D.C. wedding planner. I use all those different hashtags to find people in all those areas that I'm targeting to patronize my business, right? I also sometimes use East Coast wedding planner because I like to travel along the East Coast. And that's also worked for me as well, but those specific ones have always worked much better. Something that you can do, let's say you run a restaurant. If someone's in your area and they're just looking for a restaurant to visit, they may hashtag your city/restaurant or your city/soul food or your city/ your city hairstylist or whatever it is that you do. So you want to put the city or the state. Well, you want to use multiple hashtags. So you want to put the city that you live in and what you do, the state that you live in and what you do. This is really important because a lot of times people use hashtags in the wrong way. I see a lot of photographers who hashtag all kinds of things, like hashtag the camera that they're using and hashtag the lens that they're using and all kinds of things which are cool to those who are in the photography community, but it's not going to help brides and people who are going to pay you for what you do to find you. So again, maybe the purpose of your post is to be known in the photography community. If you want to be a speaker or something like that, then using those hashtags is great, and to mix those in with the right kind of content to get seen in that community. But if you're trying to find clients, you have to use hashtags and think like a client. Like, what would they search for on Instagram? And use those kind of hashtags that are local to your area. It works every time. All kinds of people search literally on social media to find what they're looking for. So this is a really great way to find people who are looking for you. And that's the best place to be, is to be in front of people who are actually looking for what you do, okay? The next tip that I have, tip number 2, is to post at least 3 times a week. Now, the ideal would be if you posted every day, especially if you posted every weekday, so Monday to Friday, because that's when social media usage is the highest. I guess people are trying to escape their jobs, so they use social media during the week and take a break on the weekends. But if you could post every day, that'd be ideal, but at least 3 times a week. The reason this is so important is that I see a lot of business owners, they watch a video like this, they get inspired, they hop on Instagram, they post 20 things, and then they just disappear for 2 or 3 months, and they just say Instagram didn't work. But that's not how it works. You have to like drip content. You have to constantly feed Instagram in order to get people to view your content. The more you post, the more likely that Instagram is to promote your content to people who are looking for what you do. That's how you get on the explore page and all of that. Also, again, hashtags, those hashtags always get reordered. And the more you post, the more likely it is that you'll be high in the DC restaurant hashtag or whatever hashtag it is that you're trying to rank for. So you want to, always put out fresh content. And of course, Instagram is going to favor fresher content as well in those hashtags. So you want to put out things frequently. And I think 3 times a week is a good minimum to shoot for. Again, don't be that person who posts 20 things after you finish watching this video and you don't come back to it. Give yourself a schedule and make it a priority to post about 3 times a week. And number 3 is one that a lot of people get wrong. Okay, so listen up. Number 3, make sure that you are posting your work. Post what you do. So for me as a wedding planner, I post lots of pictures of decorations, venues, brides and grooms. I post the things that I've done, right? Not just inspiration, but things that I've done, because that's how people are going to judge you. When let's say you do post something and it does well and people go to your feed, they're going to judge based off of what you typically have done. So there definitely are a couple of restaurants in DC that, my family and friends that don't even live here always tell me they want to visit because they constantly see it in their feed. And they're like, oh, I want to go here, here, and here because they saw it on social media, right? They wouldn't be interested in going if they didn't see pictures of that person's food. People wouldn't be interested in hiring me as a wedding planner if they didn't see pictures of the weddings I've done. If everything was like an ad saying now booking, or a picture of shoes, or just random things, or if they were all pictures of me. You should post pictures of yourself, but if they were all pictures of me and an occasional picture of my work, it doesn't build confidence. So you want to make sure that you're posting your work, because people will discover you through the hashtags and all these things, but when they discover you, their decision to actually purchase from you or move forward is going to be based off of the things on your feed. So make sure you're posting your work, guys, please. Tip number 4, guys, this is I feel like I saved the best one for last, which is so critical if you're trying to find local business. Guys, is to use location tags on Instagram. So location tags are when you basically say where you are, right? Where you're basically checking in on social media and saying where you are. Make sure you use them, if you can, in every single post. So if you're a business like myself, right, I go to my clients. So I'm working in different venues. I'm going to different venues. I'm meeting with clients. I need to use my location tags, because if I check in at the Intercontinental Hotel in New York and I make multiple posts there, so a bride who's getting married at the Intercontinental Hotel New York and is looking at things there is going to eventually find my content and may want to hire me, right? Same thing if you're like a hairstylist or a barber or something and you go on location, you want to show all the places that you've gone, because that shows people who are looking through your feed that, oh wow, this person travels to my county, this person does this, they do that, and it'll make people interested in moving forward with you. Now, if you are a brick and mortar store, right, like let's say a restaurant, or maybe you sell clothes or something like that, you're a brick and mortar that is in one location, you also want to use location tags. Now you want to check into your store. Hopefully you do already have a Google Places listing so that people can check into you, period. But you definitely want to, check into your location so that when people visit your tag or your location tag on social media, they're seeing your content, like they're seeing the things that you're putting out as well, not only other people's content. The other thing you want to do is check into your city every now and then, right? Now, not just your location, but saying, hey, I'm in Silver Spring, Maryland. Just so that when people find your content on social media, they can say, oh, this restaurant is in this restaurant is in Silver Spring, or this restaurant is in New York, New York, or this restaurant is in Soho, it's in Manhattan, it's in Delaware. Just checking into even just the state alone, or checking into your city and your state, is a great way to get in front of people who are looking at that location tag. And again, people who are looking at that location tag are probably people who either live there or who are visiting and are looking for exactly what you're doing, so, or looking for something to do. So you want to make sure you're getting in front of those people by using location tags in every single post, okay? So mix it up between checking into your location, checking into your city, and checking into your state. It will really pay off, I promise you. So those are my 4 tips, and I want to know from you. So the question of the day, leave it in the comments. Which of these tips do you plan to use more in your marketing in your business? There's got to be one, all right, that you haven't been using consistently. Make sure that you leave it in the comments which one you plan to incorporate into your social media marketing more often, okay? Because guys, these are surefire tips that are going to help you in 2020 and 2021 with really supercharging your marketing on social media and finding local clients who are actually going to buy your service, right? You don't want to just go viral for no reason. You want people who are going to buy and give you money, give you moolah, all right? Okay, so with that, we're at the end. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, guys, because like I said, I put out a new video every single week, and I want to make sure you get it. I want to make sure you see it. So please subscribe, and definitely also make sure you hit the bell. Make sure that you get all the notifications for every time that I add a new video. I want to thank you for being part of my community, and I cannot wait to see you guys again next week, because I got more coming from where this came from, all right? So I'll see you guys next week, and thank you. All the best in your business, and please continue to get out there, kill it, and thrive.